Getting a startup off the ground in India is an incredible journey. But a lot of really great ideas get tripped up by legal mistakes that are totally avoidable. So, today, we're going to walk through the essential legal playbook every single founder needs. This is about protecting your vision and building a company that's truly ready for growth.
So you have an idea. Before you even think about writing code or designing a logo, your very first move is a legal one. And it's a big one. This single choice will set the stage for your company's entire future. Everything from how you raise money to how you protect your own personal savings.
So, where do you even begin? We've laid it all out in a 6-step roadmap. Think of this as your guide, taking you from that initial spark of an idea to a business that's compliant and ready for investment. Let's dive in.
All right, let's start at the very beginning, day 0. The business structure you pick is way more than just paperwork. It's the foundation that dictates how you can scale, how attractive you are to investors, and where the line is drawn between your business and your personal life. When you're just starting, a sole proprietorship seems like the easiest path. But here's the huge catch: unlimited personal liability. If the business goes south, your personal assets are fair game. For any serious startup with plans to grow and raise money, the private limited company is, without a doubt, the way to go. It shields your personal assets and gives you that formal, scalable structure that investors absolutely need to see.
Okay, so you're officially incorporated. Now the fun begins. You start building relationships, and every single one of those interactions, whether it's with a vendor, a new hire, a client, or even your co-founder, is a contract. Getting these things in writing isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely fundamental.
Look, I get it. It is so tempting to just go online and download a free contract template. But this is a classic and dangerous rookie mistake. Those generic documents are not customized for your business, for Indian law, or for the specific deal you're making. They just leave you wide open to really expensive legal problems later on.
So, the bottom line is this. From day one, you need to invest in properly drafted, customized agreements for all these key relationships. And if you do nothing else, please get that co-founder agreement right. It is the prenup for your business. It defines roles, equity, and what happens if you part ways. It prevents the most painful and common startup failures.
All right, your contracts are in place. Now let's talk about protecting the real heart of your startup, your ideas. Your brand, your software, your unique processes. These are your company's crown jewels, and without a legal fortress built around them, they're just sitting there completely vulnerable.
When we talk about intellectual property, or IP, most people's minds jump straight to the company logo. But that is a dangerously narrow way to look at it. Your IP is the whole collection of intangible things that make your business special and give it value. So what are we really talking about protecting here? Well, yeah, it's your brand name and logo. But it's also your domain name and your social media handles. It's the copyright on your website's design, and crucially, it's the source code for your app and any unique invention that you could patent. Every single one of these is a valuable asset that needs its own layer of legal protection.
Protecting your IP is critical, for sure. But a company is really just the people who build it. As you bring your team together, especially co-founders, you have to have legal structures in place that make sure everyone is buckled in for the long haul. Without it, someone leaving early can literally sink the company. The key tool to solve this is called vesting. Just imagine this. 3 founders start a company and split the shares 3 ways on day 1. 6 months in, one of them gets a new job and leaves. That person walks away with 1/3 of your company's future value, leaving the other 2 to do all the work. Vesting stops that exact nightmare scenario by making sure people earn their shares over time.
This schedule is the industry standard for a very good reason. That first year, the 1-year cliff, is absolutely crucial. It's the minimum time to prove you're committed. If someone leaves before that first anniversary, they get 0 equity. It protects the company from so-called drive-by founders. After that, the shares are typically earned monthly, rewarding that continued hard work.
So, your team is aligned, everyone's vesting, now you're ready to add some rocket fuel to your growth: investment. But before you even glance at a term sheet, you have to understand the basic mechanics of how this capital works and what you're potentially giving up to get it.
When you're raising money, you really have 2 main paths. With equity funding, you're selling a permanent slice of your company for cash. Remember, that's your most valuable resource, so use it wisely. With debt, you're basically taking out a loan, often through something called a debenture, that you have to pay back. This lets you keep your ownership, but it does add a liability to your books.
Getting that first investor term sheet is incredibly exciting, but you have got to read the fine print. You should be scanning for these red flags immediately. How much board control are they asking for? Is it way more than their investment justifies? Look for any clauses that tie your hands on major decisions. The goal here is to get the capital you need to grow, not to give away control of the company you're trying to build.
The moment you take on outside investment, the stakes get a whole lot higher. And this brings us to our final section, ongoing compliance. This isn't a one-time thing, it's the continuous work that builds a business that people can trust.
These are your absolute non-negotiables. Staying on top of tax filings, keeping detailed corporate records, having strong data protection policies, and following fair labor laws. This stuff isn't just about avoiding fines. It's the core of the due diligence process that any serious future investor is going to dig into.
If you take one thing away from this, it should be this mindset shift. Every single rupee and every hour you spend on getting your legal foundation right is not an expense. It's a direct investment in your company's stability, its ability to scale, and its future evaluation. It's what makes all of that future growth possible.
So here's the real takeaway. Building a solid legal foundation isn't about getting bogged down in rules. It's about empowerment. By taking these steps, you're not just dodging future problems. You are actively building a stable, scalable company that is ready to attract the capital it needs to succeed. With that framework in place, you're free to focus on what actually matters, building your business.